Shea, Kitty, and Olaf. Hello, and welcome to an all-new episode of The Spotlight. I am your host, Kente, all the way live from Los Angeles, California. And we are here to talk about our ritual that we do every year, which is our Bracket Madness Challenge. And we have some great panelists to talk about it. But first, let me introduce everybody. I'm going to start off with the one and only Kitty. How are you doing, Kitty? Oh, you're on mute, Kitty.
Yeah, RIP headphone users. That's why I muted myself. I am doing wonderful. Thank you. I am still surprised you have me as a host, seeing as how I haven't been able to host in 6 months?
We've been on hiatus for that time.
That makes a lot of sense. I've been doing really well. I've been starting to get a lot of full-time hours with my new job. Not making, but I am making a little bit. Bills. My work absolutely loves me, to the point where my husband was applying for a job down in San Antonio, and they were hoping like crazy he wouldn't get, because if he got it, that means I would have to move and leave them.
Aww. Well, I'm so glad that you're here, because I know today is a sad day for you, being that your boy got his suspension reinstated. So, that's a little football talk, but, we have a football rivalry, me and Kitty.
Why don't we save that for another show?
All right. Now, he's not on screen for those who are watching the live video, but this guy, this guy's face. He's going to come through kind of like the voice from on high. So when you hear him chime in, if you're watching the video, it is Olaf Barbosa. How you doing, Olaf? Olaf,
are you muted again?
Am I muted? I hate getting started it.
You guys are killing my segues, all right?
I said I am doing great. It's like I'm excited to be here. It's nice to be have the spotlight back on, and Kitty, it's congratulations that you're doing so well. It's your new job, and they really like you that well. I'll call them tomorrow and straighten them out a little bit about you. So.
Hey! I've already made Star Employee of the Month, okay? I haven't even been there 6 months. I've made Star Employee. I've gotten 4 different star cards. And they're having me train new people. People who are working above me when they're first coming in, they're having me train them. This is scary. I don't know which one of y'all lied to them and told them I was nice, but y'all need to knock it off.
It was all of us. We all went down there. Yeah. Well, we're glad that you are here with us, Olaf, even though we can't see you.
So I'd be the voice of reason from beyond.
There you go. Now, joining this show as a contributor is the one and only Arpo. How you doing, Arpo?
I'm doing good.
All right. So
I was casting my votes. My gosh, you were just interrupting me.
We're glad that you're here, Arpo. And now this next guy, we need you on Arpo. This next guy, I've known him for quite a long time. We have another friendly rivalry too when it comes to our sports teams. And he is the man, the president, the CEO, the grand poobah of Semicore Studios. It's the one and only Joshua. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing very well. How are you, Kente?
I'm doing excellent, man. I'm really excited to get this show kicking off, and I'm glad that you're here, man.
I do have unfortunate news.
You're pregnant?
I have to bury my jokes about you not having a team to root for anymore. Now that LA's back in the game.
You know what? I'm a Raiders fan, so, I can't say that I would root for the LA Rams against the Oakland Raiders. And I never thought I would be able to say something like where I wouldn't go for the LA team, but I'm a Raider fan. So
I just want to make sure I'm clear on something. You're a fan of one of the worst teams in the NFL for the past decade. This is what you're saying?
You know what though? But my team right now, I'm glad you said that because my team right now is the next up and coming team. We're going to win the division next year. We got studs up and down our lineup. So, I don't want to hear that about the Raiders sucking because we don't suck no more.
Well, who am I to talk? The Bears lost to the Raiders. So who am I to talk?
They actually beat us. Last year. So, she said, "Is that baseball?" Hilarious. Hilarious. Okay.
Love you, Tina.
I thought it was table tennis.
Mm-hmm. You're funny. Now
it's curling. Kintai and I are both just huge curling fans.
Yep, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
I am also an aficionado.
Now, I'll say this: when it comes to this show, normally we're on Thursdays. We were supposed to be on Thursday, but I was so beat tired. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But Thursday also too was a very sad day because two people that I know a lot of people love dearly passed away. First, the wrestler China, and then Prince. And I'm a huge Prince fan. I mean, I've seen him twice live. Have all of his music. I love Prince, right? I was, very saddened by his death. And also, too, I know that Kitty and Josh are big time wrestling fans. So I imagine you guys like China.
Oh, I loved China. She was such a great role model growing up, especially for me as a tomboy. She was the only woman to hold a man's title and go undefeated for a couple of months holding that title. It was wonderful. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, after she retired, she did things for herself. She wasn't that girly girl that everybody wants to be. She was a great role model. She did Dancing with the Stars. I know she did a little facial reconstruction to get more of a little bit of a feminine chin after she left the wrestling scene. She did some adult movies. She did she did a lot of good for herself, and not only herself but the community around her too. And it was a very, very sad day to see her go. Yeah. She was so young too. She was under 50, which is really surprising.
Yeah. But, what about you, Josh? Were you a fan of hers as well?
At the time of her peak, I don't think anybody that watched wrestling wasn't a fan if you were into wrestling. So to hear that I'm not sure how many people were really surprised considering the issues she's had over the years. But it was still very sad to hear after someone that's done so much for the business. And it's hard to say if she'll get the recognition she actually deserves from the WWE, but I really hope so.
That would be really nice considering how they've screwed some of the others.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's unfortunate too that it kind of reminds me of kind of like Farrah Fawcett when Farrah Fawcett died, and then like about an hour later, Michael Jackson died or something like.
Yeah.
And it was like people forgot.
Yeah, that's the analogy I was going to make. It's like all of a sudden, Farrah who?
Right.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that happened, but but people are giving her just due. I see it online as well as some in the media, but
Tina brings up a good point. It comes in threes. We've lost a lot of good people, and 1, 2. Where's the third one going to come in?
Right.
I have
I get
a few
a little
names.
bit panicky because these people keep dying younger than me, and it's like, oh my god, what am I going to do now?
You're going to live forever. Don't worry about it.
Why can't we choose what 3 get to go? That'd be nice.
I know. I've got a couple of names for the third one. We'll just put it in a secret little ballot, and we'll draw a name afterwards.
And Chad brings up a good point. Doris Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's the trifecta.
Yeah.
It does come in threes. That's so strange. It's almost like a ritual. So maybe it's the Illuminati. But anyway, anyway. So
And
uh,
Zsa Zsa Gabor is still alive.
I thought she was dead.
That just goes to prove there is no such thing as cosmic justice.
God, yeah.
All right.
She cut off her leg to stay alive.
Yeah. So Arpo, I turn the mic over to you and for your segment. Take it away. Real discussion.
Okie dokie. Now all I have to do is find my segment. Where's my segment? There it is! Oh boy. Yes, indeedy. Alrighty. The 1970s gave birth to a new genre in Hollywood. A group of films that united the races by being entertaining to both blacks and whites, full of stereotypes and twangy rhythm music. Shaft! Can you dig it? Liberal use of the N-word, as well as ethnic slurs on both sides of the coin. This genre was known as the blaxploitation film, and it was not meant in a negative manner. Many of these films are today considered to be great classics. Godfrey Cambridge helped to make some of the inroads to this genre with his seminal role as Gravedigger Jones in the critically hailed Cotton Comes to Harlem in 1970. But I'm not going to talk about that film. It was the other film he starred in that year that had an indirect impact on the creation of this new genre. Though not a blaxploitation film itself, it gave director Melvin Van Peebles the money he needed to make Sweet Sweetback's bad-ass song, what many film historians consider to be the very first true blaxploitation film. But before Sweet Sweetback could have his badass song, there was Watermelon Man. Godfrey Cambridge plays Jeff Gerber, a successful middle-aged white man who lives in a lovely white neighborhood and makes a living selling life insurance. His long-suffering wife, Althea, played by Estelle Parsons, takes care of the house and kids, while Jeff essentially ignores her by working out, using his tanning bed, and racing the bus to work. Although he is reasonably successful, he has had a dry spell lately, which his boss, Mr. Townsend, once reversed. It seems that Jeff is a bigot, and his off-color remarks, pun fully intended, are making both his customers and his co-workers uneasy. Althea is trying to nurture a social conscience by watching the riots on TV every night. All of this is about to be turned upside down. One morning, Jeff wakes up early and goes into the bathroom, where he discovers his skin has turned black overnight. At first, he dismisses it as a nightmare. But when he goes back to bed and doesn't change back, he decides it must have been a fault in his tanning bed. So he tries rubbing it off. He tries scrubbing it off. He tries using, quote, all those products black people use when they're trying to look white, close quotes. He even tries milk baths, but to no avail. For Jeff Gerber, black is the new white. His life goes into a downward spiral. He almost gets arrested running through the neighborhood. His neighbors want him to move out. Althea sends their children to live with relatives and eventually leaves him as well. So much for her social conscience. This movie was made as a comedic commentary on life in black and white in America. It takes the serious tone of John Howard Griffin's Black Like Me and stands it on its ear. Though Jeff's life is falling apart, it does so in a humorous fashion. And along the way, Jeff learns a little bit about what it is to be a black man in 1970 America. Melvin Van Peebles keeps the mood light even as it all falls apart. The film is an acting tour de force for Godfrey Cambridge. His performance is believable throughout, even in the early scenes as a white bigot. And he doesn't change his character overnight like his skin. There is a lot of the old Jeff in this new skin. Like when he suggests his mother-in-law must be Chinese because she has almond-shaped eyes, small feet, and always wants to wash his shirts. Estelle Parsons also turns in a fine performance as Althea, a woman trying to help her husband weather this crisis until finally realizing he is no longer the man she married. And watch for a cameo by longtime Three Stooges straight man Emil Sitka as a delivery man. And I failed to put into the review, but should probably point out that the younger daughter is none other than Erin Moran, who went on to be Joni Cunningham on Happy Days. She married Chachi. Woo! I heartily recommend this film as being as enjoyable as it is rooted in social contexts. The humor, the situations, but above all, the performances by the two leads make it well worth the watching. It is indeed 98 minutes well spent. Next week on Real Discoveries, or I guess I should say later this week on Real Discoveries, well, I have here in my hand the dreaded and trusty Psychotronic Encyclopedia of Film. That means somebody needs to give me a number between 2 and 802.
569.
569.
69. What's up, Alex, in the building?
And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, Kente, you're the host. Number from 1 to 5.
1.
1. All righty. My challenge is to find the movie Psychomania. Woo! Also released as The Death Wheelers.
Oh, okay.
That's always good to know because usually that's what I end up finding it under is the alternative name.
Okay.
So, yes, indeed, he's a guy on a motorcycle who kills himself and his gang, places him on his grave, on his bike, and he comes back to life and heads for his girlfriend. Well, who wouldn't? I'll tell you all about it next time on Real Discoveries. But for now, I will turn things over to our All-American Aquatic Arbiters, given what we'll be discussing later. Kente and Company, gang.
All right. Thank you. Thank you once again for your Real Discoveries. That was a good one. I remember seeing that film when I was very young. So maybe I might fire that up again. You know, why not? So we practice rituals here on the Spotlight and at indyradio.org. And one of our rituals is that every year we do in honor of March Madness, even though it's not March, before someone shoots at me, we have our bracket challenge. And our first bracket challenge was movie villains. I can't even talk. Movie villains. The next year it was movie heroes. Last year it was cartoon heroes and villains. And this year is comic book heroes. And we have quite a lineup of characters to talk about. And the way it works is every week we unveil the round matchups. Then you guys go to our website and you vote for who you think you want to win in these matchups. We tally the votes and then we announce who the winner is. And we keep going until there's the final two. And then we have the final. We'll have the final two. So I'm gonna put the link in there where you can vote at. There's where you can vote. And we're going to start off. I'm going to start off. Now, we always have 4 number 1 seeds. This year, our 4 number 1 seeds is, all right, I know Kitty is going to love this. Our first one, of course, is Superman.
Boo!
We also have Spider-Man as the number 1 seed. We have Batman. And then we have the Incredible Hulk. So, all right. So let's start off with the Superman bracket. And the Superman bracket, we have a lot of great matchups. And let me pull up the Superman bracket. All right. So our first matchup that we're going to discuss, we're going to start off with the number 1 versus the number 16. It is the number 1 seed Superman versus the number 16 seed Captain Marvel. So I'm gonna start off with Josh. Who do you like in that matchup and why?
Well, I have to say, I like Superman in this matchup.
Mm-hmm. Does Captain Marvel have a chance, you think?
No.
Okay. What about you, Kitty?
I'm gonna have to go with Captain Marvel.
Is that anti-DC? Are we gonna notice?
No, it's not anti-DC. There are a lot of good DC heroes that I like. Superman is not one of them. I am anti-Superman. So let's get that straight.
Okay. All right. Arpo, Superman versus Captain Marvel.
Well, I mean, Superman is not my favorite. I'm certainly not anti-Superman. However, Captain Marvel, I mean, a lot of people, when you say Captain Marvel, they immediately think Marvel Comics. So here's the interesting thing. Captain Marvel was originally a DC comic. Mm-hmm. And then they suddenly realized, my God, we've got a superhero that has the name of our biggest competitor on it. And they changed his name to Shazam.
Yep.
Shazam.
Cannot vote for someone who goes by Shazam. So, Shazam, it's Superman.
That's right, Shazam. That's good. All right, Olaf, who you got?
I'm gonna go with Superman. That's like I think he would win out. Between him and Captain Marvel, it'd be a good fight, but I just think Superman would win out in the end.
I think so too. All right, so I'm picking Superman in that one. All right, so the winner of the Superman versus Captain Marvel matchup will have to go against our number 8 versus number 9 seed. So our number 8 seed is Supergirl versus the number 9 seed Rogue. So I'm going to start off with you, Kitty. Who do you like in that matchup, Supergirl or Rogue?
Nothing like a good cat fight. I'm going to go with Rogue, simply because not only can she kill you by taking your powers, but she takes your powers too. So.
Okay. What about you, Olaf? You like Supergirl or Rogue?
Well, I like Supergirl, but I think Rogue would take her because, Rogue can take your powers and kill you. So, I mean, so I'm going to go with Rogue.
Yeah. Who would you rather date, Supergirl or Rogue?
Supergirl.
Yeah,
I don't need Rogue taking my powers. Supergirl might throw my ass all the way across the universe, but I might survive. Rogue just take, just kind of like suck you dry, and that'd be it.
Suck you dry. Wait a minute, I kind of like that. Arpo, who do you got, Supergirl or Rogue?
Well, as much as I like the idea, with Supergirl always ripping her clothes off, I have to go with Rogue. I really do. I mean, yeah, okay, so she might suck everything out of me, but you know what? That's why we have safe sex. We could just be like Leslie Nielsen and was it Lisa Presley, with the full body condoms and just go at it.
All right. What about you, Joshua?
In a fight, I'd go Rogue.
Mm-hmm.
Just the experience alone would make me side with her, and the fact that she's really a devious type.
And also too, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Go rogue, right? And I take rogue as well. So even though Supergirl will suck your dry, or is it Rogue will suck?
No, it's Rogue.
Rogue.
Or maybe together they'll suck you dry. I don't know.
Kitte's mind is a little muddled with all that sucking going on at the moment.
Yeah, he's got this vortex women on his mind.
All right, so continuing on in the Superman bracket, we have the number 5 seed Cyclops versus the number 12 seed Iron Fist. So I'm gonna start off with Arpo. Who do you like in that?
Man, that's tough. Both Marvel characters, and they're both characters I happen to like very much. But I kind of lean towards Cyclops because he always has the cool shades.
Right.
I mean, he has to. But, I won't knock Iron Fist, man. You definitely don't want to be in an alley fight with him. But in terms of overall possibility of carnage and destruction, man, you got to go with Cyclops.
Cyclops, okay. What about you, Josh?
I go Iron Fist all the way, if only because he is a master of what he does, and Scott Summers is kind of a little biatch, if you know what I'm saying.
All right, Kitty.
Not only is Scott Summers a witch with a capital B, but he's also a coward, a prick, a dick, and an asshole.
Oh, wow.
Come on, Kitty, tell me you really feel.
He slept with a clone of his wife.
That sounds kind of hot.
Yeah.
Among many other things.
Think of the three-way possibilities, though. I mean, she can't complain, right?
Don't fuck with Jean Grey for a reason.
Okay, Olaf, Cyclops or Iron Fist?
I think I might go with Iron Fist on this one.
Okay. All right. Now, I think this is one of our next, our marquee matchups in the first round. We have the winner of the Cyclops versus Iron Fist will go against the winner of Green Arrow versus Hawkeye. So we're going to start off with you, Josh. Who do you like, Green Arrow or Hawkeye?
Oh, wow. This is just so inconsequential. I've been watching Arrow a lot recently, and I'll go with Green Arrow.
Green Arrow? Okay. You, Arpo?
Well, you know what? I mean, Hawkeye's got the verbal skills, but Green Arrow's got the moves, man. And Hawkeye is really just a poor man's Green Arrow, in my opinion. So I got to go with Green Arrow.
Okay. Kitty?
I am actually going to go with Hawkeye. And there's a YouTube video on this. And they actually pit Hawkeye and Green Arrow against each other. And I do believe Hawkeye was the one that came out on top.
Okay. All right. What about you, Olaf?
Did not.
I don't know. It would be a good matchup and a good fight. But I think I want to go with Green Arrow.
Okay. All right, now this is a good matchup. Our next one, our number 6 seed versus 11 seed. We have Daredevil, number 6 seed, versus the 11 seed, the Rocketeer. So I'm gonna start off with you, Olaf. Who do you like in that one, Daredevil or the Rocketeer?
Oh, I like Daredevil. Looks like I think again it would be a good matchup, but I think Daredevil would take it.
Now, Arpo, do you remember the Rocketeer movie that came out, I think, in the 90s, I think it was?
Yes, I do. It was horrible.
God, was it bad?
It was great.
It did for the Rocketeer what Howard the Duck did for Howard the Duck. Okay.
Also a great movie. What are you guys talking about?
No, actually, Howard the Duck was a great movie if you understood Howard the Duck. Most people didn't understand Howard the Duck, which was why it was a flop. But the movie was pretty much the way the comic book was, which was, just this He always fought bizarre monsters. I'm surprised he's not one of the people in our little bracket here, because he fought, the truly, who else is going to protect us from Bessie the vampire cow? I mean, come on.
Yeah, maybe next.
Good point. Good point.
So, what movie you think was better, the Daredevil movie from way back with Ben Affleck, or The Rocketeer? Which one, if you had a gun pointed to your head and you had to watch one of them?
Boy, it's a tie for badness there.
Just take the bullet.
I actually think I would go with The Rocketeer. No, you know what? I would go with Daredevil just to watch Jennifer Garner as Elektra.
That's right.
Not to watch, not for Daredevil, but for Jennifer Garner as Elektra, I would watch the Daredevil movie.
All right, so who do you have, Daredevil or The Rocketeer in this bracket?
In terms of the comics, which is really what we're talking about here, I got to go with Daredevil all the way. I mean, my God, a guy who's blind and can take on, any supervillain or superhero for that matter, and hold up in a fair fight. Where's the contest?
Okay. What about you, Josh? Do you want the Rocket Man or do you want the Blind Man?
Well, I've thought about this for a second, and Daredevil, as mentioned, is blind. He relies a lot on sound and his other senses. So a guy with a rocket strapped to his back really wouldn't be able to hide from him. He's just going to hear him coming and going all day long.
If you put it on whisper mode, he would.
No.
Daredevil's going to take this one fairly easily.
Okay. Kitty?
I'm going to have to go with Daredevil.
Daredevil. All right. So the winner of the Daredevil Rocketeer matchup will go against our next one. This is the number 3 seed, Mr. Fantastic, against the number 14 seed, Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier. So I'm going to go to Kitty first. These are two Marvel characters. Which one do you like, Bucky or do you like Mr.?
I like Bucky for 2 reasons. He's Mr. Fantastic is an ass, much like Mr. Summers up above, and Bucky Barnes actually takes up the mantle of Captain America for a while.
Right.
So in essence, he is a Captain America. So, and I'm pretty sure Captain America of any sort can whoop Mr. Fantastic. I mean, he's stretchy. That's about it. Woo, he stretches. Tie him in a knot.
Wait a minute. Think about this, though. If let's say you were dating Mr. Fantastic.
Nope.
You need
Mr. Nope. His personality alone is a turnoff. Nope.
No, wait, listen. You can be on the couch and you'll be like, I really want a lemonade. And all he has to do is stretch all the way to the kitchen, get your lemonade.
For me, personality takes up 78% of a person. Okay, if you are an asshole, it is not going to work, no matter what you can do for me. No.
Wow. She don't like that he can stretch you.
Nope.
All right, Josh. What about you, Stretch Man or Bucket?
I'm gonna go with old Stretch Head.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think he can be, physically abused. Like most of Bucky Barnes' opponents, he'll just keep bouncing punches off, and Bucky's going to get tired eventually. Might take a few days, but eventually.
All right, Arpo, you like the Stretch Man or do you like the Bucks?
Well, I've never been a huge fan of Mr. Fantastic. Okay, I mean, I like the Fantastic Four. But, I always look at him and, he's this old man and he's married to this very young, beautiful woman. It's like, what's up with that? I guess that's why they decided to make him younger in the recent reboot. But I don't know. She must love him for his mind. But, he's always in the lab. He's always in the laboratory. I'm telling you right now, Franklin Richards is not Reed Richards' son. He couldn't be. Reed Richards would not come out of the lab long enough to conceive a child. Bucky Barnes for me.
Bravo!
Harpo. I mean, I'm sorry. Olaf.
I think I'm going to go with Bucky. You just don't mucky with Bucky.
You are silly. All right. Okay, so now this is another excellent matchup. This is our 7 seed versus our 10 seed. And number 7 seed is Spawn versus the number 10 seed, Green Lantern. So, Josh, who do you like in that one?
Of course, I'm first. You got two guys that have powers kind of similar to each other, and they both have limits. You know what? I'm going to go with Green Lantern only because his ring can recharge, and I mean, as far as I remember, once Spawn's power's gone, he's like gone for good. Things might have changed over the years. It's been a long time since I've read a Spawn comic, but yeah, that's my reasoning. Green Lantern.
8% of the people polled on ChristianMingle.com pick Spawn. That's ironic, right?
Yeah.
Olaf, Spawn or Green Lantern?
Well, gee, I can't go wrong with I can't go against this Christian Mingle, so I'm going to have to go with Spawn.
Arpo?
Well, I got to go with Spawn because, first of all, God, that Green Lantern movie sucked. But more importantly, I mean, the whole thing with Spawn is the reason he came back was because he knew his wife was in trouble, and he was willing to take up this mantle and bargain with the devil and do the devil's work just to make sure he could watch out for his wife. And it takes a special kind of guy to do that.
Aw, Kitty, who do you got? Devilman or Green Lantern?
The actual literal spawn of hell versus an outer space alien technology. It's a little bit of a tough one, but if you break that rechargeable lantern that he's got sitting, that the Green Lantern's got sitting in his apartment, there is no recharging. I'm going to go with Spawn.
All right.
No, you're all wrong.
No, we're right and you're wrong. Or you're going to argue with Christine Domingo now. Is that it?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, okay. So now I'll say this: the winner of the 7 seed Spawn versus the 10 seed Green Lantern, they will go against the number 2 seed versus the number 15 seed. We have number 2 seed Deadpool versus the 15 seed, the Swamp Thing. This is to conclude the Superman bracket. So, of course, I'm going to start off with Kitty. Who do you got in this matchup?
Gee, I wonder. Could it be Deadpool? Of course it's Deadpool. Deadpool can actually regenerate from literally nothing. Cannot die. You literally cannot beat this character. Which is why I'm shocked that he lost in the last content. Yeah, thing that we were doing for this. I am absolutely shocked that he lost. How can people not understand that you cannot kill him? Wade Wilson is unkillable. Deadpool.
Arpo.
Well, of course, the thing that you have to remember, too, with Swamp Thing is you can do whatever you want to him, and all he's got to do is dive back into the swamp, and, he cool. But I do have to agree with Kitty, simply because I don't want her reaching across the internet and strangling me in my sleep. No, I've always liked Deadpool as a character. I mean, basically, we're dealing with two people that are kind of the Marvel superhero formula. They didn't really ask for what they got.
Right.
And, Deadpool kind of did, but not for what they gave him. So, as superheroes go, he's kind of the super anti-hero, and I got to go with the anti-hero every time.
I'll tell you what happens in this matchup, right? Deadpool sees Swamp Thing jump back into his swamp. The moment he jumps out, Deadpool's going to fill that swamp with cement so it doesn't happen again. That's the sort of thing Deadpool does.
You know what though? But as our film historian, Arpo, I gotta ask you this question: what was a better movie, the Swamp Thing movie from back in the day, or wait for it, the Wolverine movie that first brought out Deadpool?
That's dirty.
I know
That is bad, and there's an obvious winner to this one.
You know, and the sad thing is, I really like Wolverine, but God, I hated that movie.
Origins was horrible. You sick, sadistic bastard! Why would you do this?
You thought I was gonna bring up the good Deadpool movie? Come on,
It's the only Deadpool movie as far as I'm concerned. Come on.
Hey, it's the same.
No, unfortunately, it's not. You know,
I know.
Oh God, that's pretty awful. I think I actually would have to go with the Swamp Thing movie just for Louis Jourdan as the lion-maned villain.
Olaf, Deadpool or Swamp Thing?
Deadpool.
That's right. And Joshua.
Deadpool.
All right. So we're moving on to our next bracket, and this is the Spider-Man bracket. All right. So this first look, we're coming out swinging with this first matchup. Our first matchup, the number 1 seed Spider-Man versus 16 seed Gambit. So, Joshua, who do you got?
My spidey sense is tingling. It tells me Spider-Man.
That's right. Arpo.
Well, since Spider-Man actually has defeated Gambit, why would I not go with Spider-Man?
True that. Kitty?
Gambit learns from his mistakes. This is going to be a rematch. I'm going to have to say Gambit's rearmed himself and has learned from his mistakes, and I'm going to go with Gambit.
Okay. All right. Olaf, Spider-Man or Gambit?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, number 1 seed. All right. So this is the winner of that matchup will go against the winner of the 8 versus 9 seed matchup, and we have Iceman or the Iceman versus Vision, the Vision. So we're going to start off with you, Kitty. You got the Ice Dude or do you got the Vision?
Well, that depends on which Vision we're going with. Mm-hmm. Are we going with the actual comic Vision, or are we going with the Avengers rendition origin story of the Vision?
Always comic book.
This is true. In which case, I'd probably have to go with Iceman.
Iceman, okay. What about you, Olaf? You got the Ice Dude or you got Vision?
The Iceman cometh.
Arpo.
Well, I'm going to turn against my valued co-conspirators and say Vision. I mean, the guy's an android. What can you do? You know, and yes, okay, so he was kind of like a leftover thing from the ill-fated 2001: A Space Odyssey comic, but still, you know, he's married to the Red Witch, man. He got to be doing something right.
All right, Josh.
If Iceman was going against any person, just about any person, I'd go with him in a heartbeat, because a lot of people really underestimate just how powerful he is. They don't really go into that in the comics very much. He's extremely powerful. But Vision, he's an android that has, complete control over his body in a way that will really negate Iceman's powers, and I have to go with Vision.
Okay. I thought Iceman, the only thing he could do is keep the drinks cold.
No. I read in one comic where he just looked at a guard and the guard's throat was filling with ice. He was not having a great day, but nearly killed him just by looking at him.
Oh, wow. That is
scary. He was just merely trying to get the guard to chill out because he was all excited, and he was just trying to help him chill.
Okay. All right, so our number 5 seed versus number 12 seed, we have Doctor Strange versus the 12th seed Martian Manhunter. So, Arpo, Who do you like in that one?
Couldn't find the little button to push there. I have to keep for people who are watching this and going, what is he doing? Apparently, I am the evil that is causing the echo, so I have to keep muting myself. The master of the mystic arts. I mean, come on. Talk about learning your lesson. Don't drink and drive, gang. But if you do drink and drive, make sure you go to a Tibetan monastery and learn how to summon up demonic forces, because it's the only way to go.
Oh, Kitty.
I'm also going to go with Doctor Strange. Yeah, power over the mystics. I mean, come on. You have literally the power of the universe at your fingertips.
Are you happy about Benedict Cumberbatch playing?
You know, I've never really seen anything that he's done, and for that simple reason, I'm not seeing anything that he's done. I have seen the trailer. I can't say I'm excited for it, but it does make me want to see more.
Okay, Josh.
That's always a plus.
Josh, you like Strange or do you like Martian?
Well, you know, it's nice to get Strange every now and then. But in this matchup, I'm going to go with Doctor Strange because, quite frankly, we need to keep Earth for the Earthlings.
And Olaf, Doctor Strange or Martian Manhunter?
Well, you've got to go with Doctor Strange.
All right. And the winner of that matchup will go against the winner of the 4 versus 13 seed. This is a great one. We have Blade, who won our Heroes bracket a couple of years ago, versus, but that was the movie, versus the number 13 seed, Ghost Rider. So we got Wesley Snipes versus Nicolas Cage. No, I'm just kidding. So Joshua, who do you got? You got Blade or do you got the Ghost Rider?
I have to go with Ghost Rider. That pin and stare is nothing to mess with.
Okay.
He has a motorcycle.
What's you, Olaf?
I'm going with Ghost Rider.
Okay, Ghost Rider. Kitty?
As much as I hate to do it, I would also have to go with Ghost Rider, simply because Blade is, you know, he's done a lot of things that he wishes he hasn't, which is a very, 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 very bad thing when going up against somebody who punishes those for things that they regret and for the sins that they've committed.
Yeah, I agree. What about you, Arpo?
This actually was one of the tougher picks for me, but in the end, I had to go with come on, Ghost Rider, the Hell Cycle.
Word.
All right,
What, different Ghost Rider?
Ghost Rider, yes. And I take Blade. All right, the number 6 seed versus number 11 seed. This is another marquee matchup. We have the 2 fastest dudes in the world. We have the Flash versus Quicksilver. Joshua.
Well, let's get something straight. Quicksilver is not the fastest anything anywhere. The Flash, he is the fastest man alive. The speed's approaching and sometimes surpassing the speed of light. Flash ends this before it even begins.
You know what?
So Flash.
The only problem, though, is, you know, his name is what creeps do.
At least he does it fast.
Arpo.
You're killing me, Kente. You're killing me.
I think my problem with the Flash, well, really with both characters, really, but primarily with the Flash, because he's the more heroic of the two, is that for the Flash, every single solution seems to be, well, maybe if I could run really fast. I'm going with Quicksilver simply because Quicksilver, for so much of his comic book career, was a villain who eventually saw the error of his ways and became started working for the heroes and died for it, you know. Man!
Spoiler alert. Kitty.
Didn't see that coming.
And unfortunately, I'm going to have to agree with Josh on this one. Speed really does have a lot to do with this one. And unfortunately, the Flash would end it before it began.
Mm-hmm. And what about you, Olaf?
It's like we go with the Flash just because he just start running and Quicksilver couldn't catch him, so he's gonna win by default.
I wonder, though, is that a good thing to say to women that you're very fast at everything?
According to a couple of comics, no.
Oh, okay.
Is there no points given for depth of character anymore? My God, you people! My God, you disgust me! You disgust me!
It's more for depth of perversion than point than anything else. So,
Now,
speaking of depths of perversion, this next lineup.
yes, this next one, I think, these are two ladies that I think the fellas might actually. This might turn into who they would want to date more than anything. But we have the number 3 seed, Wonder Woman, versus number 14 seed, Jean Grey. So I'm going to start with the lady of the panel.
This is a very hard matchup for me because I'm fans of both of these characters. See, I told you I'm not anti-DC.
Okay.
But giving that Jean Grey is the Phoenix and has resurrected many, many times, I think even if Wonder Woman were to get the upper hand and happen to kill Jean Grey would just come back and kill her. So my vote's on Jean Grey.
Okay. Joshua, which one do you got in this matchup?
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Sure.
Does Wonder Woman have a mind?
You know what? Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, after this battle, not anymore.
Oh, wow.
Turn her off like a light switch.
Ooh.
Good night. I picked Jean Grey.
Tower down.
Arpo, which lady you got?
Well, if it's the darker Wonder Woman, it's hard to top a bitch with a sword. That's just. But if anybody could do it, it's going to be Jean Grey. And I think, as Josh said, she would just melt whatever little mind Wonder Woman has, and end of contest.
All right, Olaf, which lady you like?
Yeah, I'm going with Jean Grey because she just, Wonder Woman it'd be a tough matchup. It'd be a good matchup, but Jean's going to just, crush her mentally and everything, just with their mind. Yep. So Jean Grey.
Now here's another. This is another great matchup, and another lady that everybody, all the fellas who love comic books, adore. We're gonna start off with the number 7 seed Ant-Man versus the number 10 seed Catwoman. So Olaf, who do you got?
Oh, Ant-Man, Catwoman. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go Ant-Man because he's so tiny. She'd have a hard time catching him.
All right, Arpo.
Selena Kyle, my beautiful, wonderful Selena Kyle. She'd find Ant-Man. She'd find him. She'd catch him. She'd squash him.
Yeah, I think so. What about you, Joshua?
This one's a little tough. I'm gonna have to go with Ant-Man, not for any particular reason. Maybe because he had a better movie. Maybe it's because Catwoman does seem to get captured a lot. When she's a good guy. So I'm gonna have to go with Ant-Man.
You just killed my my question. I was gonna ask you what was a better movie, Halle Berry's Catwoman or Ant-Man?
That's not a contest. Ant-Man was a good movie. Catwoman was not.
You're just sexist.
Yeah, but it had Halle Berry. So I mean, the movie might have sucked, but it's like yeah, Catwoman, Halle Berry.
Swordfish had Halle Berry.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, point made.
Kitty.
I'm gonna have to go with Ant-Man.
Oh wow, no love for the kitty. All right.
Even the kitty ditched the kitty. Wow.
Now this matchup, I love. I love this matchup right here. We have number 2 seed Wolverine versus the number 15 seed Judge Dredd. So we're gonna start off with you, Arpo. Who do you got, Wolverine or the Judge?
You know what? No matter what Judge Dredd did, it ain't gonna bother Wolverine.
Better movie. Better movie. Stallone's Judge Dredd or the Wolverine origin movie that we were talking about earlier?
I actually would give it to the Wolverine Origins movie because that Judge Dredd movie was so bad that Rob Schneider was actually a high point for me.
So you're admitting it had high points, unlike Wolverine Origins.
Listen, when the high point is Rob Schneider, we're not talking high point up here. We're talking high point down so low my camera can't even see how low I go. And that's usually a good thing when I'm on the air. So
Rob Schneider is incredibly underappreciated from this panel.
Yeah, his mother don't even.
I do like Deuce Bigelow. Those were very good movies, but
Fair enough.
not Judge Dredd.
Joshua, who do you got? You have the Wolverine or Judge Dredd?
So you have Mr. I Am the Law. Well, I am Wolverine's next victim.
Millions of bullets that will eventually run out versus unlimited healing factor. Wolverine.
That's true. Olaf.
Wolverine.
Wow, a unanimous vote.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I think it was pretty much a landslide. Now this one. Now we're going over to the Batman bracket, and I think this is the. Now it's funny. Me and Josh debate this. I think this is has the biggest people in it in this bracket and has some of the best competition. But Josh doesn't think that. So we're gonna go through this bracket and you guys tell me what you think. So let's start it off. Number 1 seed Batman versus number 16 seed Scott Pilgrim. Who you got, Josh?
I would like to say that Scott Pilgrim should not be underwritten. It's Batman. There's only one answer.
Kitty, Scott Pilgrim or Batman?
Why is Scott Pilgrim even on this list? Batman.
What about you, Olaf? You got Scott Pilgrim or Batman?
Gee, this is tough. I'm not sure. Batman.
Arpo.
Hey, Scott Pilgrim may rule the world, but Batman just rules.
All right. So the winner of this matchup, that matchup will go against the winner of this matchup. We have the number 8 seed Storm versus number 9 seed Hellboy. So, Kitty, who do you got?
I'm going to go with Storm.
Oh, really? Okay. Storm. All right. What about you, Olaf?
That's a little bit of a tough matchup. I think it'd be a good fight, but I like Hellboy and of course I like Storm. I think I'm gonna have to go with Storm.
All right, Joshua, Halle Berry or Ron Perlman?
Well, let me ask you this.
When you put it like that.
Seriously.
Do you know what happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else. Storm.
Arpo.
No, I'm going to go against the panel again and say Hellboy. She can throw all the lightning at him she wants, and when she's done, she does.
All right. So here's our next matchup. We have the number 5 seed Thor versus number 12 Nightwing. Arpo.
Come on. We're talking Norse god here. Norse. I mean, I'll pick Thor over Superman. Okay, you are not going to mess with the Asgardian prince. Period.
Yeah, but he did you say Asgardian?
Yes, he's guardian everyone's, and we love him for it.
So he needs to protect Asgard from Dick?
Pretty much.
It depends. I don't know.
All right, Josh, Nightwing or Thor?
Thor? Yeah, Thor.
Kidding.
I don't think that any reason is necessary, just Thor.
What if we take his little hammer away? Who do you got?
I was just about to bring that up. How many times has Thor lost his hammer? I'm pretty sure Nightwing's never lost any of his weapons. By the way, Nightwing's weapons do not give him his power either. I'm going to go with Nightwing.
Yeah, but how many times has Nightwing lost his mojo? Thor?
He doesn't have power, though.
All right. Olaf, you got the hammer guy or you got the wing?
Thor.
Thor, okay.
Thor.
All right, so this next matchup, I love this matchup. We have the and this will be the winner. The winner will go against the Thor Nightwing one. We have the number 4 seed Iron Man versus number 12 Beast. So Olaf, who do you got?
Iron Man or Beast? Wow.
That Robert Downey Jr. or Kelsey Grammer?
Yeah. Damn. I think I'm going to go with Iron Man.
Iron Man, okay. What about you? What about you, Kitty?
Iron Man.
Iron Man, yeah. Tony Stark is the dude. What about you, Josh?
This is really tough because I mean Hank McCoy is just an absolute brilliant scientist. If he had weapons, you know, that could be a game changer. He doesn't need them, but Tony Stark's also brilliant. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Iron Man.
You know, this matchup would be even greater if David Hyde Pierce played Iron Man in the movies. So then it'd be like brother, you know. What about you, Arpo?
Hey, you know, what can I say? Beast, you're cute, you're adorable, you're brilliant, but Iron Man's got the firepower, and that's the end of that.
Yeah, just never stopped Beast before. He's on a monster when he gets into that rage state.
But how often does he get into that rage state? For the most part, Beast is intellectual.
For the most part.
He's misunderstood. He's very misunderstood.
I might change my answer here.
But his parents love him.
Tony Stark is kind of a hothead. And if Beast could lay a trap, he'd take down Iron Man. I'm going to go with Beast.
Oh, wow. So when he gets mad, is it beast mode?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Beast mode is nasty, but I still think Iron Man would just be like, repulsor.
We got you, right, Kitty? We got you in the thing.
Yeah.
All right. The number 6 seed, Silver Surfer versus 11 seed John Constantine. So, Arpo, who do you got? Lawrence Fishburne. Wait a minute, this is Lawrence Fishburne versus Keanu Reeves.
Oh, well, wait a minute now. Keanu Reeves was not Constantine. Okay? If you're going to do Constantine, let's talk about the TV series.
Thank you.
But if we're going to talk about the comic books, here's the thing. Silver Surfer has the power of the cosmos. John Constantine has the power of hell, but he's really, really, really irresponsible with it. At least the Silver Surfer is responsible. I have to go with the Silver Surfer. I love John Constantine, but God, the man is a prick.
Olaf. Silver Surfer or Constantine?
I'm going to go with Silver Surfer.
Kitty.
I'm actually going to go with John Constantine for the very same reason that my friend just brought up. He's irresponsible with his powers from hell, which gives him more of an advantage because you never know what the fuck he's going to do. If he gets himself in a corner and he sees no other way out, he is going to literally unleash hell, be damned with everything else around him.
That's true. Josh?
I already set precedent by voting space better than hell, so Silver Surfer.
You know, when I was a kid, I thought Silver Surfer was like the coolest looking character. I mean, you know, I always thought that of all the characters, he was my favorite looking one. And so I'm gonna go Silver Surfer. All right, so that winner will go against the winner of this great matchup. We have Captain America, the leader of the Avengers, versus the Human Torch. So we have Chris Evans versus Michael B. Jordan. What do you got, Josh?
Captain America takes down that glass jaw all day.
Wait a minute. I just thought about it. Wait a minute. It's Chris Evans versus Chris Evans, isn't it, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Okay, so Kitty.
Captain America.
All right. What about you, Arpo? Chris Evans versus Chris Evans.
Now, okay, when we're dealing with Human Torch now, are we dealing with Fantastic Four Human Torch or the original Human Torch?
Fantastic.
Okay, then I got to go with Iron Man. Original
You mean Captain
Human
America?
Torch being an android, I think would be pretty unstoppable even for Cap. But Johnny Storm, he's a pun intended, he's a hothead. And Cap's going to take him down every time.
What about you, Olaf?
Yeah, Captain.
All right. Okay, so this next matchup, I really like this next matchup. We have number 7 seed, Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead versus number 10 seed, Nick Fury. So we have Andrew Lincoln versus Samuel L. Jackson. So we're going comic book. I just throwing it out there for those who are listening. So who do you got? You got Rick Grimes or do you have Nick Fury?
I'm going to go with Nick Fury, simply because he's got a hell of a lot more training and experience under his belt. Plus, he's a hell of a shot, a hell of a better shot than Rick.
I agree. What about you, Olaf? Rick Grimes or Nick Fury?
I'm actually going to have to agree with Kitty. I think I'm going to have to go with Nick Fury.
Wait a minute. I just got a text from Andrew Lincoln. He says,
yeah, I know. He don't like me anymore.
Yeah.
he tweeted a middle finger to you. What about you, Josh? Do you got Rick Grimes or do you got Nick Fury?
Oh, get ready for the hateful text now, because I would take even the David Hasselhoff Nick Fury over Rick Grimes.
I don't know if I take the David Hasselhoff anything, but okay. What about you, Arpo?
Well, here's the thing. Nick Fury's got a lot more backing him up than just S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, Nick Fury and his howling commandos in World War II. I'm sorry. Rick Grimes, okay, he can kill things that can only just kind of shamble at him, you know? Nick Fury, when them Germans coming over the pass, okay, so maybe Nick was in a tank. Okay, that helped. But overall, hands down, Nickster.
Why was Rick even put on this poll?
Because he's a comic book character that a lot of people love.
Now he's the dead man.
Exactly.
All right, so the winner of that matchup will go against the winner of this wonderful matchup. We have the number 2 seed, Professor X, versus number 15 seed, Rorschach from The Watchmen. So, Arpo, who do you like?
I like a guy who doesn't have restraints. And, I mean, in a way, they both qualify under that. But let's face it, Professor X, and it still didn't save his life. So, you know what? Rorschach, yeah, he's dead too. But while he was alive, man, he was alive.
Joshua, Professor X or Rorschach?
I prefer my fighters to not be in a corner drooling on themselves. So, Professor X.
Kitty.
I was about to say this kind of falls under the same category as as Jean Grey versus Wonder Woman. Does Rorschach have a mind? Yes, not anymore.
Olaf.
Dr. X.
All right. Here's our final bracket. And this bracket is the Incredible Hulk bracket. And a lot of great matchups in here. The first matchup, I had to do it. I had to do it because it probably wouldn't have happened if I didn't do it in the first round. So we have the number 1 seed Hulk versus the number 16 seed The Thing. All right. So who do you like? Do you like Eric Bana or Michael Chiklis? Kitty.
I'm going to go with the Hulk.
The Hulk. Okay. So, Joshua.
Hulk smash.
Arpo.
Here's the thing. Hulk has no real control over his power. He doesn't have controls. The Thing.
Now, that's not necessarily true. He didn't to begin with, but over the years, he has trained himself.
Well, over the years, yes, he has trained himself, but then he turned gray. And that whole period, I mean, I like Peter David, but that whole period where the Hulk was gray and was in Vegas and was the big casino hotshot and what Thing? Hey, it's clobbering time. Thing.
All right, so Olaf, who do you got? Do you have Jamie?
Hulk smash.
Okay, Hulk. All right, that winner will go against the winner of the 8-9 seed. We have War Machine versus Batgirl. Olaf, who do you got?
War Machine.
Josh.
I'm going to go with Batgirl.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, she was trained by, some pretty good guys, Guy in a suit shouldn't be a problem. Wouldn't be the first time she's fought someone like that.
Okay. Arpo?
Once again, it's a tough one, but then I keep thinking of the Batgirl in the Batman TV series and going, ugh. I got to go with War Machine.
Okay. And Kitty?
Well, you've got two different billionaires backing both of these characters, so you really got to think which one has better technology. And if we're going that route, I'm going to have to say War Machine.
Yeah, I'm going with War Machine myself. We have the number 5 seed versus number 12 seed, Black Panther versus Nightcrawler. Kitty.
This one's a really, really tough one for me. In the end, I went with Nightcrawler simply because of that transdimensional thing that he does where he actually goes through different dimensions to get from one place to another, which would give him more of an edge and experience against Black Panther.
Okay. Joshua.
I'm going to have to go with the Warrior, the Black Panther. I think he'll be able to take out that element of the fight.
Arpo.
Keep Nightcrawler around.
Yeah, the Black Panther is probably not as well known to people who aren't into comic books in general, but only into the ones that they like. And I tell you what, if he's got enough vibranium, he can just about take on anybody. So yeah, I like Nightcrawler and the interdimensional thing. It's cool. It's tough to fight, but no, I got to go Black Panther.
Okay, Olaf.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Black Panther way. Also, and there's Nightcrawler. It'd be a good fight, but I think the Black Panther would take it in the end.
All right. Number 4 seed versus number 13 seed, we have Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, versus number 13, Michonne from The Walking Dead. Denai Guerrera. Who do you got, Olaf?
Well, Michonne, of course.
All right. Joshua.
Black Widow.
Arpo.
Hey, Michonne is very, very sharp with those swords of hers, but Black Widow would see her coming and hear her coming from a mile away, and she can dodge just about anything. Black
And Kitty.
Russian spy trained from a child versus woman with sharp swords who goes after things that are slow. Black Widow.
Black Widow. Okay. This next matchup, and people were asking me why only him, because I didn't want to have every single one of them. So to those people who are going to we have the number 6 seed. We have Raphael. Yeah, I said it. Not Michelangelo, not Donatello, not the other one. Who was the other one? Who did I leave on? Anyway, Leonardo. Yeah, my bad. Raphael from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 6 seed, versus the 11 seed, the Crow. So we're going to start off with you, Joshua. Who do you got?
I'm going to have to go with the Crow.
Really? Over Raphael?
Yeah.
What about you, Arpo? Hey, Danny.
Where's the pizza versus Mother is the name of God on the lips of every child? Wow, tough call. The Crow.
All right. Kitty.
You did this to spite me because you know Raphael's my favorite, but I'm going with the Crow.
Really? No love for Raphael? Yeah, okay.
I love Raphael to death, but the Crow's just got much, much better everything.
All right. And Olaf.
And the Crow.
The Crow, okay. All right, so our next matchup is number 3 versus number 14. Joshua, we got Luke Cage versus Robin. Who do you got?
Luke Cage versus Robin.
Now, see, my issue is which Robin?
Robin that with Batman.
Yeah,
There have been multiple Robins over the years. You have to be specific.
Yeah, there's been like a half a dozen of them, and some were really cool, and some were dicks.
Not, yeah.
The coolest one of the bunch. How's that?
I'm just going to say Luke Cage. Why? Because he's big and strong.
Okay. Arpo?
Well, see that little spot of red over there in the ground? That's where Robin was standing when Luke Cage hit him. It doesn't matter which Robin.
Yeah, all of that about which one. It's funny. All right, Kitty, you got Robin or Luke Cage?
Unfortunately, because of the unspecifics of which Robin, and you say the quote-unquote coolest, I'm going to have to be undecided.
All right. We're going to vote for her, Luke Cage. Hold on.
Wait a minute. There is none of the above anywhere on this bracket that I could see. Now, we need a decision.
You have to vote to move on.
Luke Cage. She picks Luke Cage. Go ahead, Olaf.
Yeah, Luke Cage.
All right. So our next matchup, and this one was done specifically for Arpo because these are two of his favorite comic book characters. We have the number 7 seed, Submariner, versus number 10 seed, Aquaman. Who do you got, Arpo?
Excuse me. 2 of my favorite characters? Try one. I'm sorry. Submariner. Let's talk comic book history for just a minute here, okay? I'm gonna climb up on my soapbox now. Okay, forget the soapbox. I'll just do it from my chair here. Okay, let's talk a little about comic book history. Submariner, premiered in 1939. First comic book anti-hero. First comic book hero personage to cross over into another superhero's storyline versus Aquaman, who came, I believe, like 3 years later. Pale imitation. Submariner, all the way. Prince Namor, he's our man. If he can't do it, No one can.
Superman probably could.
Well, I don't know. Submariner can fly. Submariner can have bullets bounce off of him. You know, it's all cool.
Really? You know, I always thought Aquaman came first. It was Submariner? Okay.
It was Submariner who came first, yeah.
I didn't know that. See, I learn something new every day. All right, Joshua, which guy you like?
I'm going to put it to you this way. Aquaman's going to be sleeping with the fishes and probably die, too. Submariner.
Can either one of these guys beat Michael Phelps, though?
No.
Kitty.
I'm going to go with Submariner because Submariner's up against a guy whose main superpower is talking to fish, which is kind of lame.
And some mammals.
Yes. At least Namor doesn't talk to the fish. He'll control them, but he doesn't talk to them. He knows they aren't great conversationalists. You know, basically they're, you know, blah, 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 blah. That's it. That's
Namor can say, "Make me a sandwich" without saying "please."
Yes, exactly. And he can tell get a Filet-O-Fish sandwich, and the fish will happily sacrifice himself.
There you go, Olaf.
Submariner.
All right, here's our final matchup, and this one is probably the most epic one that's going to ever be in these in this tournament. This one is I don't know. This one's going to be very hard for you guys to pick, but I want you guys to really dig deep down and, you know, you really put your thinking caps on, all right? Because this is going to be difficult. All right.
It's getting deep.
Our last matchup for the tournament is the number 2 seed, Punisher, versus the 15 seed, The Tick. So, Joshua, you know, I know it's tough, so which one you got?
The Tick is going to be spoon-fed to the Punisher. See what I did there? See what I did there? Yeah.
That was good. That was like, where's he going with this? All right, Kitty.
I want to pick the Tick simply because I want to see the Tick win in popularity vote. Just so I can see how far the Tick can go. I'm voting for the Tick on this one. I'm not a huge fan of the Punisher.
Really?
That
wow.
Daredevil season 2.
My popularity vote's going for the Tick.
Wow, Olaf, you want the Tick or the Punisher?
I'm just gonna go along and help Kitty out, and I'm gonna go for the Tick. See if we can get him the popularity vote up because you don't really stand a chance against the Punisher. But we'll see if we can get him popularity up.
Wow, Arpo, stop the madness,
boy. You know when Kitty looks at you with those eyes and says, the Tick, please do the Tick. You almost want to do it, but I mean we're dealing with a guy who has worked with Spider-Man, and Spider-Man has to keep saying, Frank, the mercy bullets, you don't have to kill them all. It's a war. Punisher.
I have the Punisher just because it was a great video game with the Punisher. And, well, it wasn't a great video game, but the death scenes were pretty cool. So, but I got the Punisher.
What about that second season of Daredevil on Netflix?
I haven't seen it yet.
God, it's brilliant.
That's what everyone says. They say it's really, really, really good. So, all right. So that is the round of 64, round 1. We will find out who won in the first round. Voting is available now. You can go out and vote.
Vote early. Vote on.
Yes. Let me see. Let me see the
Vote Tick.
we at?
Vote Tick. Vote Tick.
Where we at? With
Tick and Deadpool.
Okay.
Give Deadpool the justice he deserves.
Let me see where we're at with the voting so far, since we just really started. Okay, it's taking forever to come up. All right, here we go. Okay, some votes are in. All right, so I'm gonna run through what we got right now. Real quick, we have these are preliminary numbers. We have Superman is winning. He has 66% of the vote. Rogue is creaming. She got 100% of the vote against Supergirl. Cyclops is winning 66%. Green Arrow is narrowly beating Hawkeye 55%. Daredevil is beating the Rocketeer 66%. Mr. Fantastic narrowly is beating Bucky. Spawn is Spawn is beating Green Lantern. Okay. 77%. Deadpool is 100% against Swamp Thing. Spider-Man is defeating Gambit with 66%. Iceman and the Vision is it's neck and neck, 55% to Iceman. Doctor Strange is 88% against Martian Manhunter. Blade is getting beat, 77%. It's going to Ghost Rider. Flash versus Quicksilver. Flash narrowly has a lead, 55%. Jean Grey, is beating Wonder Woman, 77% of the vote. Ant-Man and Catwoman is in a dogfight. 55% is going to Ant-Man. We have number 9, Judge Dredd versus Wolverine. He's getting his ass kicked by Wolverine, 100%. Is so far going to Wolverine. Wait a minute. Scott Pilgrim is losing, but I can't believe anyone voted for Scott Pilgrim over Batman. 77% though is going to Batman, but
wow.
Storm is narrowly defeating Hellboy with 55% of the vote. Thor has 88% versus Nightwing. Iron Man has 77% versus Beast. Quicksilver is narrowly defeating Constantine. 55%. Captain America is creaming Human Torch with 89% of the vote. Dang, no love for Rick Grimes. He's getting blanked. 100% going to Nick Fury. Professor X got 66% against Rorschach. Wow, Hulk is kind of in a fight against the Thing. Surprisingly, he got 66%. That's surprising. War Machine is beating Batgirl 77%. Black Panther is winning 66% versus Nightcrawler. Black Widow, dang, no love for Walking Dead. They even got one vote because Black Widow is 100% against Michonne. The Crow is narrowly beating Raphael. Luke Cage got 66% against Robin so far. Submariner is kicking Aquaman's ass, 66%. And y'all are a trip. The Punisher is in a dogfight with the Tick. He only has 66%. If the Punisher loses to the Tick,
I will be so happy. I will be so happy.
You know, I mean, I'm with the Punisher, but there would be some kind of cosmic justice there if the Tick ends up beating him. I may go back and vote again just so I can vote one time for the Tick. Because how often can you say, "Yeah, I voted for the Tick. Who did you vote for?"
I would be ticked off if. But
pun totally intended.
Right. So we'll be back this Thursday to announce who the winners are, and also to talk about the next round matchup. So thank you, everybody. I'm gonna start off with you, Olaf. How can people get you in social media and such?
Well, you can stalk me on both Facebook and Twitter, but just don't stalk too close because I do get nervous and I do have an itchy trigger finger.
All right, Joshua.
You can follow me on Twitter at SemicorJosh. And if you want to look into the stuff I'm doing, find me on Facebook at facebook.com/SemicorStudios or go to SemicorStudios.com.
All right, Arpo.
Well, I have a Twitter account, but I never use it because I hate restraints. So better to look for me on Facebook or, conversely, at TM Underground, where I usually like to hang out.
All right, Kitty.
You can find me on Facebook or on Twitter at kittycat851987. Or you can follow me over on twitch.tv, where I stream a variety of games for your pleasure. Come sit, watch me play games, die multiple times, and chat with me in the Hangout. I look forward to seeing y'all there.
All right. And you can follow me at Kente F. And make sure you guys vote. Go to Indie Radio, indyradio.org/comic book hero round 1. And we'll have it all over the place, all over the internet. Make sure, break the internet, you guys. All right. So with that said, we'll catch you in a couple of days. Peace.
Later.
Bye.